Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And welcome to another token list. Alright, here I list off my top three favorites or things that are not in the multiples of 5 or 10. You know, with Black Panther, like, killing in the box office and everyone's on the Black Panther craze, people are looking to the future. Particularly, what could the next Black Panther movie be about? Well, I'm just going to give a list of my three ideas of what could the sequel of Black Panther be about. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Dave, don't give any ideas, the execs will steal them and everything. Well, I don't care. I just it's just my ideas and my suggestions. I don't expect to make money off of any ideas I have at the moment. That might change sometime in the future, but that's a different story. So I'm just going to give my three ideas for what they could do in the second Black Panther movie based off of what they've done in the original movie. So, bit of a spoiler for everyone that hasn't seen Black Panther, but basically, two of my ideas will coincide with the ending of the first movie. All right, so if you care about this, well, it's not a major spoiler, but I'll just stay down. All right. So number one, basically. Oh wait, before I go into number one, the way Black Panther ended is basically Black Panther actually. This ending's not a major spoiler, guys. It's not a major spoiler. Not a major spoiler. So it ended with basically, T'Challa and his group going to the United Nations and saying, hey, we're going to open up everything to the world and everything. So we're Wakanda, we're here, and they're just going to be more involved in things on a national, international level. Now, with Wakanda being as rich as it is and no one being aware of it, pretty much nations of the world might, especially the European nations or even America itself, might try to basically overstep their bounds and try to steal the resources from Wakanda. And two of my ideas stem from that. So my first idea is something that was displayed in the relaunch of Black Panther, the limited series that came out in 2005, where if you looked in my Black Panther Origins, I talked about the first appearance of Shuri, right? That's the storyline. So basically, I'm just thinking that basically they get a list of basically let me just go back to this. Remember in Captain America Civil War, they got all the Avengers coming in and basically fighting out. Well, instead of having the Avengers teams, you just get a team up of the villains that you've seen in the MCU, some of them, and they're going basically trying to invade Wakanda and trying to basically steal their resources with basically one lead character, one lead villain going into that. And I feel like that's a good idea. You could bring back some of the villains Crossbone. You could bring him back. You could bring back Obadiah Stane, and I know these guys are dead, or Whiplash, and even though these guys are dead, mind you, Infinity War, with the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos could reshape time and reality. So they could bring back a few villains and they could try to invade Wakanda on basically sanctioned or indirect sanctioned political act by either the United States government or the European government. That could happen. My second idea is kind of a bit of a piggyback off of my original idea with that happening. But at the same time, you got the Wakanda natives actually rising up against the idea of, Wakanda opening itself up to other areas of the world. And actually, I like this idea, because you have the attack from the outsiders, but you have the uprising of people in Wakanda that don't like, the outside influence, And actually, with that uprising, I'm hoping that if they do an idea like that, they could bring back some of the villains that they have. You know, the original villains from the Black Panther's Rogues Gallery, which I actually talked about a few weeks back, you know. So that's my second idea. My final idea, you know, is something that has been in the comics actually fairly recently. And, you know, I think it's a good way to also introduce a new character, you know, in case, you know, basically with things I'm hearing about the Disney deal right now, which I'm going to make a separate video about. Basically, you could have the second movie be the attack of the Atlanteans, and basically, you know, you have pitting T'Challa against Submariner. Now, I'm not a big Submariner fan per se, but as of late, you know, Namor and T'Challa have a beef together, and the Atlanteans actually invaded Wakanda. That could be an awesome idea, actually. You know, you get another Marvel hero. Well, have him start out as a villain and then make him into a hero. And to top it off, this could be an interesting way to introduce, you know, Namor. Probably, I'm not a big fan of the character, but make him a little bit more mainstream. And it could be a safety precaution if the basically the deal with Fox doesn't go through and the MCU can't get the Fantastic Four themselves, you know. So those are just my 3 ideas of potential Black Panther 2 stories and everything. Do you guys like them? What do you think about my ideas? Do you like them? Do you have your own ideas? Please drop them in the comment section below. Give me a like. Follow me on Facebook at Token Dave or on Twitter at Token Dave 80. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. And I'll catch all of you later.